Hello guys, welcome to my video series tutorial to talk about Microsoft Semantic Kernel SDK. Until now, we utilized Visual Studio to develop application. In this video, I will demonstrate how to use Visual Studio code to develop Semantic Kernel programming. Let's start. First, make sure you have installed the Visual Studio code. The next step, go to the extension. You can search Semantic Kernel. Here you can find this icon SK, Semantic Kernel Tools, Prompt Engineering Tools to create a plugin with Semantic Kernel. Once select this extension, you have to install and restart the Visual Studio. I have already installed Semantic Kernel, so I no need to do the step again here. Once the installation done, the left side you can see SK Semantic Kernel icon. It will placed here. So if you click this one, here you have different option available. Get started, create new app, open folder. The below you can see Azure endpoint, AA endpoint, results, plans, helpline, helpful links. First we'll talk about how to create one new app using Visual Studio Code. Use this option create new app. Here you have different type of project template available. One for C# Hello World, ChatGPT plugin, Azure Functions, Console Chat, and two other templates related to Python programming, Python Hello World and Python Azure Function. In this program, I go with this C# Hello World. So I select this option, C# Hello World. The next, you have to select the folder where you want to place your project. I select the location of my app. Now it's creating the project template. Project template has been ready. Here you can see some supported files available. We can open this project in Visual Studio also. So the CS project file placed here and solution file also still is creating. Yeah. Wait for some seconds. Yeah, project is ready. Program.cs file. This is our main entry point. The first line you can see the kernel settings. So this kernel settings class available in config folder. So if you go to here, you can see the kernel settings class. This kernel settings class has some information related to our service. So which endpoint we have to use, service type, service ID, deployment model, endpoint, API key, organizational ID, log level. And the load settings function, they are checking file if exit or not. So the configuration file is exit or not, first line they are checking. So this default config file, here they provide config folder app settings.json. If you go to the config folder again, here you can see the two files available, one for app settings.json for Azure and another one for the OpenAI. If you are using the Azure, you can keep this file. Just rename this file like this. So I just rename. That's it. So once this file has been renamed, this is our default config file. If you go to the app config settings.json file, here you have to provide the required information. You want to use endpoint type text completion or other types. Service type Azure OpenAI or OpenAI, service ID, deployment model ID, endpoint, API key, you have to provide here. Go back to our code again, kernel settings.cs file, scroll down. If you do, then the next step, calling the from file function. The from file function, just loading the configuration. Here you can see they're loading this kernel settings configuration and return it. In case if file is not available, there is one more function from user secrets. This function get executed. If you go to the from user secret function, this one, if the secrets again this endpoint type, everything is being added into the secrets, it's load from there. Whether file is available in default config settings or secrets, the kernel settings return the configuration information. We go here. So the kernel settings is ready. The kernel settings we have to pass to this log factory to create set minimum level log level, because the log level available in the kernel settings. So we have to pass it, create the log factory. Next, you can see the kernel builder. So the kernel builder we have to pass the first parameter we have to pass with the logger our log factory information. The second, you can see the with completion service we have to completely passing the kernel settings. This step our kernel builder class know the information about our settings related to which service type we are using, endpoint type, all the information. This completion service available in the kernel builder extension. This is kernel builder object first one, and the second argument is kernel settings. This kernel settings here you can see they are checking the service type. If it is service type Azure OpenAI, this case get filled, and OpenAI means this use case get executed. Inside Azure OpenAI, there is one more condition, endpoint type. So we are using text completion endpoint or chat completion. Based on app settings which provided here, so this endpoint type, text completion or chat completion, based on that, the kernel builder use the API function. For example, text completion with Azure text completion service, chat completion with Azure chat completion service. So automatically filled here. Go back to program.cs file. So once builder object is ready, kernel builder object, there is a one more condition checking endpoint type. This is just for our sample. So if text completion, they are finding the folder skills. Here you can see, just close this one, skills. In skills folder, first they are loading the fun skill. So skills, fun skills folder is available. Just there import to the kernel. Here this step, and they are passing the input. So the context variable they are setting input type, time to travel, something like that, and style they are fitting it. So once executed, we get the result. If it is chat, the second type is endpoint chat completion. This we'll talk about later. First, our focus is how to use this text completion endpoint type. In our next video, we fill this configuration settings, app settings information, and we start executed.